Well, hi again. We're going to try it again. This is the second attempt. Yeah, I got bumped off the internet. Well, not the internet, but off of Facebook as I tried to do this. They do it from time to time. They screw me, so I'm coming back. Second attempt. Let's talk about the truth of the Ukraine war, and that is that Volodymyr Zelensky, the dictator who runs Ukraine, started this war. That's right. He fired the first shots. He prompted the invasion. Let's talk about it. In fact, was it even an invasion? No, it was a rescue. Let's get into it a little bit here. President Trump says that the Ukraine started Russia's invasion of its own country. He's not wrong, and I've been saying that for a long time. You understand that Volodymyr Zelensky was installed into office with help from the CIA. There was no fair election. The one guy running against him got a mysterious fever and mysteriously died, and Zelensky became the president. The guy's a failed stand-up comedian. He somehow won the role of president of Ukraine immediately. How was this? He hardly even campaigned, and he made office. This unelected dictator, which is what Mr. Trump calls him, it's what he is, immediately, as soon as he gained office, began to crack down on civil rights and liberties of everybody in Ukraine. Raised a sales tax, a value-added tax. Hell, his jackbooted thugs were rousting and shaking down shopkeepers, factory workers, hookers, human traffickers. They were allowing drug traffic because they were getting money off the top. And the worst of all is what they were doing to farmers. Man, they were all over farmers like stink on crap. And I'm not sure what it is about that. He just has a real disdain for farmers. Well, the assault on the farmers continued, especially in the eastern provinces, where the people are all of Russian descent. In fact, they speak Russian. Well, Zelensky hates Russia. He hates Russians. He hates these three provinces. Told them so, that they sucked. If they're not Ukrainian, they're really Russian. So you know what happened? These three provinces, suffering under the yoke of oppression, went to the UN and said, help us, we need help here. Of course, the UN, being bureaucratic bastards they are, said, any calls for help must come through Kyiv. Wait a minute. Isn't Kyiv the capital city of Ukraine? Isn't that where Volodymyr Zelensky's government is? Okay, good luck with that. So what did they do? They turned around and they went to Russia for help. They said, look, we've got family and friends all in Russia, and we speak Russian, and we can get no help from the UN, and we can get no help from Kyiv. Will you please help us? Putin responded as any good man would. What he did, though, it didn't quite work out the way he wanted. He massed troops and armor on the border, hoping this would scare off Zelensky. Well, it didn't help. Zelensky continued to threaten the provinces and even lobbed a few artillery shells here and there, trying to blame it on the Russians. He made it clear, you're not scaring me, Russia. Here I am. I'm coming for you. Because he likes a war. Zelensky is a very evil, evil bastard. We'll talk about it. So, then came I-Day. I-Day for, I guess, independence. Russia rescued three provinces. In the course of 3 days, they took three provinces, locked them down tight in a rescue. I mean, this was like Patton coming into Sicily. People were throwing flowers and candy and waving Russian flags and cheering for their rescuers, the Russian army. It was wonderful. Within a month of having gained occupation of those provinces, a UN-supervised election was held. And the result? 83% of those who voted to secede from the Ukraine. They wanted to be members of the Russian Federation. 83%. That's one hell of a mandate, don't you think? Well, Volodymyr Zelensky was pissed. Russia had assumed a defensive posture along the borders of what was now legally Russia. And they're going to protect it. So here came Zelensky, rockets, bombs, let the war go on, trying to get into the provinces. Can you understand, if he had taken back those provinces, how he would treat those people, knowing that they voted to get away from him? Their lives they would become one gigantic gulag. And of course, to help them is the propaganda of the West. America, Britain, you're the worst of the bunch. Your propaganda is sort of like, Putin, evil dictator, invaded innocent, unsuspecting Ukraine. Come on, get off it. The lies. How about this one? About 3 years ago, they had this fighter pilot they called the Ghost, flying in this old MiG-26. And he's flying around shooting down half the Russian Air Force. And American papers are carrying this crap like it's fact. Or more recently, American papers, and of course European, claiming that thousands of North Korean shock troops were sent in to fight alongside Russian soldiers. Not quite, no. I've got sources in North Korea. I dug hard and deep. They sent 36 people whose job was to go into Russia and work with their troops and together refine combat medicine. That was all. That was it. Then the paper said over 1,000 North Koreans killed in fighting against Ukraine sent home. No, the 36 guys went home because the mission was over. How hard is that? Now we know that hundreds of billions of dollars has been sent to Ukraine in money, in equipment, and Ukraine has yet to produce a single receipt or account for anything that it got. I mean, does it mean anything that Ukraine has suddenly become the 8th largest arms market in the world? You think maybe they're selling what we gave them? In this meantime, here comes Zelensky, right? Now, this guy has a salary that's pretty damn high considering it's a small country. His salary is $235,000 US a year. All right, that's high, but what the hell? The problem is, on that salary of only $235K, since the war began, he has personally bought 2 villas on the French Riviera and the controlling interest in a casino on the island of Macau. Macau, by the way, they're the Las Vegas of Asia. Where did this guy get that kind of money? Come on, understand, he took office penniless, living in a rat shit studio apartment in the south side of Kyiv. And here, in just a couple of years at war, he's buying villas on the Riviera and a casino. What the hell is wrong with this picture? You tell me, I can't tell you. Well, sum it up, Donald Trump is no idiot. Recent statements that he's made implicate and even accuse Zelensky's corruption. The Ukraine war peace talks made great progress in Saudi Arabia, but notice all the countries attending, wanting to bring peace to Ukraine, Russia. One place was not open because he wasn't invited, and that's the installed, unelected dictator of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky. I've got a feeling that American financial aid to the Ukraine is just about ready to dry up.